You clearly she's not remembering who they let out to get her back.
The
or
merchant
American
of
soul.
death.
The merchant of death. An arms dealer that wanted to kill American citizens, according to the report.
Who do you think you are?
6'8", barefoot, 6'9" with shoes on.
Okay, can I check?
Yeah, we gotta get this accurate.
6'8".
Me, Stephen A. Smith just dropped a bombshell, saying Brittney Griner deserves a permanent ban from the WNBA, and he didn't bite his tongue for 1 second. In his fiery sit-down with Valuetainment, he called out the league for playing favorites, burying the truth, and protecting Griner from questions that fans have been whispering about for years. He even went as far as saying the WNBA is flat-out covering up the controversy around her real gender, something that's already blowing up across TikTok and online forums. Stephen A. didn't just throw out a hot take and move on. Nah, he laid out a whole list, point by point, like a prosecutor building a case. And the wild part? He says the league already knows what's going on behind the scenes, but instead of being transparent, they're doubling down to keep her protected. With medical leaks surfacing, TikToks dissecting every frame of her interviews, and fans putting together their own evidence, the situation is getting way too big for the WNBA to keep sweeping under the rug. Some fans are already convinced that if even half of these whispers are true, the league's credibility could collapse overnight. And Stephen A.'s message was crystal clear. This isn't just about Brittney Griner anymore. He warned that the entire future of the WNBA is on the line, and the only way to save it is to stop playing favorites and start holding players accountable, no matter how big their name is. His first reason for demanding she gets banned? It's the one nobody can argue with, the most obvious red flag of them all. If Brittney really was born male like the rumors claim, then let's keep it real. She's stepping on the court with a built-in advantage that nobody else in the WNBA can compete with. We're talking size, wingspan, strength, stamina. Every single category. She's towering over the average player like it's not even a contest. Fans have been pointing this out for years, saying the league pretends it doesn't notice while everybody else can see the difference with their own eyes. Just watch the clips floating online. She dunks like it's nothing, swats shots away like she's playing against kids, and moves with the type of force that looks more like the NBA than the WNBA. And this isn't just a highlight reel that fans hype up. These are full games where she makes other professional athletes look completely outmatched. That's why people keep saying she doesn't belong in a women's league. And the crazy part is, the league keeps ignoring the conversation like it'll just disappear. But here's the bigger issue. If the WNBA is willing to let this slide just because she's their biggest name, then what's the point of even calling it a women's league anymore? The credibility goes out the window, the second fairness is tossed aside. And it's not only about one player dominating the scoreboard, it's about the league risking its own reputation and the safety of its players just to protect a star. Because think about it. If the rumors are true, the difference in strength and physical power isn't just unfair, it could get dangerous. One wrong block, one hard collision, and another athlete could walk away with a serious injury. And the refs? They already give her more room to play physical because she's a star. That's why Stephen A. is pressing this point so hard. This isn't favoritism anymore. It looks like a full-on cover-up. Fans have been posting clips for years, dragging the league for letting Brittney Griner bulldoze through defenders and barely catching a whistle. One video that keeps resurfacing shows her driving hard in the paint, throwing her weight around like it's a wrestling match, while the refs just swallow their whistles. Meanwhile, other players get called for fouls over the lightest contact. It's like two completely different sets of rules are being enforced right in front of everyone's eyes. Now, when you mix in the gender controversy on top of that, it starts looking like the WNBA is straight up gambling with player safety just to keep one name on the floor. And that's where things get really dangerous. If fans start believing the league is putting money and star power over fairness, then the entire brand is at risk of collapsing. Stephen A. warned that this isn't just about fans being mad online. This is about trust. And once trust is gone, there's no coming back. Every single day, the league dodges this controversy. The damage spreads. People are openly asking if the WNBA is even a fair competition anymore. or if it's just a business project built to protect its golden goose. And let's be real, for a league that's already struggling to expand its audience, nothing is deadlier than fans thinking the games are rigged. And fans aren't sitting quietly about it either. Social media is flooded with debates, and even podcasts are going viral, tearing into the WNBA's silence. One clip that's been blowing up features the hosts flat out saying they're done watching until the league stops dodging and finally tells the truth. When your most loyal viewers are threatening to walk away, that's not just bad press, that's a death sentence for the league's future. When fans stop trusting what they see on the court, everything else starts falling apart. The ratings, the sponsors, even the respect of other players. And this is where the double standards hit the hardest, because the league isn't just ignoring the problem, they're actually making it worse. Other athletes have been slapped with fines, suspensions, and even lifetime bans for far less than what Brittney Griner's name is tied to right now. Think about it. Players have lost contracts just over elevated testosterone levels, tweets from years ago, or the smallest bit of off-court drama. Angel Reese is the perfect example. Her name is all over headlines right now because reports say she's facing suspension, and the league hasn't wasted a second letting those rumors fly. There's even a TikTok going viral right now showing how quick they are to crack down on Reese while Griner gets shielded at every single turn. And the contrast is brutal. No suspension for Griner's past arrest, no public updates on testing, and absolutely no official word about the leaks. Fans see this, and to them, it screams favoritism in neon lights. When the league refuses to level the playing field, it's not just a bad look. It's a slap in the face to every other athlete grinding under the rules. And what makes it worse? Griner's silence. Weeks have passed. The leaked documents are still making rounds, and she hasn't addressed a single thing. She hasn't come forward to deny. She hasn't demanded the league clear her name. Nothing. Every day she stays quiet, the whispers grow louder, and fans are starting to believe the silence is its own answer. The speculation isn't slowing down. It's multiplying by the day. TikTok and Reddit are flooded with the same blunt question. If there's nothing to hide, why not prove it? And the longer this drags on, the more people assume the worst. Every day of silence feels like confirmation, and while the whispers grow louder, the money holding up the WNBA is already starting to wobble. Here's the ugly truth. Brands hate controversy. They'll support you while you're hot, but the second your name starts trending for the wrong reasons, they run. And that's exactly what's happening. Quietly. Sponsors are pulling ads, canceling campaigns, and steering clear of WNBA promos just to avoid being dragged into the storm. Fans might not see it in headlines yet, but behind the scenes, deals are drying up. And when that money disappears, it's way bigger than a PR problem. Teams lose funding, players lose paychecks. The league can't survive on ticket sales alone, and everybody knows it. That's why fans are already questioning how fragile the WNBA's finances really are. One viral TikTok even pointed out that without big names like Kim Kardashian's SKIMS backing them, the league might not even be standing right now. The optics get uglier when you compare how other sports handle scandals this massive. The NBA, NFL, even international soccer, they drop investigations, release statements, or suspend players within days. Meanwhile, the WNBA keeps hiding in silence, making it look like they're protecting one star over the survival of the entire league. And that's the kind of double standard fans don't forgive. The Olympics, FIFA, even the NCAA, all of them have strict policies when it comes to gender verification, testosterone levels, and birth certificates. The rules are crystal clear. If you don't meet the standards, you don't compete, period. But the WNBA? Silence. No policy statements, no public testing, no explanation, nothing that matches the standards of other major sports bodies. To fans, it makes the league look less professional and more like they're bending rules to protect one favorite. And here's where it gets even riskier. If the WNBA keeps dodging this, the backlash won't just come from fans. It's already spreading to the players themselves. Behind closed doors, whispers are growing that some players are fed up and ready to sit out if the league doesn't come clean. For veteran stars, this isn't just about competition. It's about protecting their legacies. They don't want everything they worked for dragged down by a scandal they had nothing to do with. Younger players are quietly uneasy too, because nobody wants to be associated with a controversy that could stain their entire career before it even takes off. And the tension is real. If even one big-name player refuses to take the court, the domino effect could snowball fast. And let's not forget, WNBA players have walked out before. Remember when they stood together over pay disputes and shook the league to its core? Now imagine that same unity fueled by frustration, but this time aimed directly at Brittney Griner and the league protecting her. If that happens, the WNBA won't just face bad press. It could face a full-blown player revolt. But the threat of walkouts is only one piece of the puzzle, because even if every single player stays, the lawyers could end the league first. If those leaked documents ever get verified and it turns out the WNBA knew about it but looked the other way, the fallout would be catastrophic. We're talking lawsuits flying from every direction. Players could sue for lost bonuses, stolen titles, and even damages to their careers. Sponsors could demand refunds on massive endorsement deals. And fans? They could file class action lawsuits for straight-up false advertising, saying they paid to watch a fair women's league but got something else entirely. And here's the killer part. Just one of those cases could cost millions. Pile them all together and the league could be drained dry before it even has a chance to rebuild. That's not drama, that's survival on the line. And we haven't even touched the scariest part, the future of the league's biggest star. Caitlin Clark is the lifeline of the WNBA right now. She's the ratings machine, the sponsorship magnet, and the reason new fans are even tuning in. But every Brittney Griner scandal pulls the spotlight away from her, making it harder for Clark to shine the way the league desperately needs her to. Networks and advertisers already see Caitlin as the face of the new era, but insiders are whispering that if the WNBA keeps protecting Griner, Clark might start asking herself if this league is even worth her time. And let's be real, if Caitlin Clark ever walks away, she won't be walking alone. Fans, brands, and broadcast deals will follow her right out the door. And when that happens, the WNBA's future goes with her, which brings us straight to the biggest stakes of all. And now we've reached the breaking point. This controversy could wreck way more than just Brittney Griner's career. It could shatter women's basketball as we know it. If fans start believing that every record, every highlight, and every championship is tainted, then all the progress the WNBA fought for over decades could vanish overnight. Rising stars won't get the shine they deserve. Fans will tune out in frustration, and sponsors will move on to safer investments that don't come with this kind of baggage. That's why this final point isn't even about Griner anymore. It's about whether the WNBA can prove it deserves to exist as a legitimate league. Right now, they're boxed into a brutal choice. Keep protecting their biggest star or protect what's left of their future. Because if they keep bending the rules for Brittney, every new scandal that drops is gonna hit twice as hard and cut twice as deep. And here's the harsh truth. Once fans believe the league covers for favorites, there's no coming back. The trust is gone forever. And Stephen A. didn't hold back when he hinted that the receipts he's sitting on could change everything. If those receipts really drop, it might not just be Brittney Griner getting banned, it could be the WNBA itself that doesn't even survive the season. So what do you think? Is the league protecting the future of women's basketball or digging its own grave? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, subscribe, and share this video with someone who's been following the drama. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next breakdown, because trust me, the next twist in this scandal could be the one that blows the whole league apart.